Hello and welcome everyone. Today I will be recording a video on the product rule. My apologies if you realize this is a voiceover. It's because I actually recorded this just now and I forgot to turn on the mic. But nevertheless, let's get on with the video. So let's say we have y and we say it's equal to two functions, u times v. Let u and v be functions. So y is equal to uv essentially. How would we differentiate this? So if y is equal to f of x times g of x, how would we differentiate this? We would say that dy by dx, right, is equal to, write it out, is essentially equal to u times the differential of v plus the differential of u times v. So as you notice, we keep the u constant, so we have u, whatever u may be. U could be anything. It could be 4x, 10x, it could be anything. It doesn't have to even be x. And then we're going to multiply it by the derivative of v. V could be anything as well. It could be 5x, 20x squared, 20 plus x to the power of 5. And then we'll add it to the differential of u times, since we previously found the derivative of v, we'll just hold v this time, so it'll be differential of u times just v. And this is kind of like the general formula that we would use to find the derivative of two functions being multiplied by each other. So try to just kind of commit it to memory, and we'll show how we work some questions pretty soon. I'll be going over some examples of this, and I hope this helps. So let's say we have y, and let's say y is equal to x plus 4 to the power of 2. So x plus 4 squared. And it's going to be multiplied by x squared. So how would we find the derivative of y? So right now I want you to be thinking about how to solve this. If you remember what I just spoke about, like the general formula, I guess you could call it, of what we use to find the derivative of two things being multiplied by each other, two functions, that is, two functions of x, we can say that x plus 4 to the power of 2 is equal to u. So we'll say u equals x plus 4 to the power of 2. I will say that v equals x squared. Now if you notice, it's u times the derivative of v plus the derivative of u times v. So we can find the derivative of u. I'm sorry, this should be du by dx. So I made a slight error, but nevertheless, we'll proceed. It's not detrimental. So the derivative of u, which is x plus 4 to the power of 2, what would we do for this? So in order to derive something like this, we'll use the chain rule, right? We'll use the chain rule. And we did the chain rule in the last video. So if you are not familiar with the chain rule, you can check it out in the previous video, right? So let's continue. Right after I'm done writing this formula again. Okay, so what is the derivative of x plus 4 to the power of 2? So you know from the general formula that the derivative of something to the power of value is equal to n times x to the power of that value. So n times x to the n minus 1. Now, please forgive me. Oh, no, I thought I missed it. I believe I missed it somewhere. I made a mistake somewhere around here, and I just want to try to find it so I can correct it. So we're going to find the derivative of x plus 4 to the power of 2. Remember, you define the derivative of the inside and then you multiply it by the derivative of the outside. Okay, so the derivative of the inside is just going to be 1, because the derivative of a constant is 0. So the derivative of 4 is equal to 0 instantly. We know this for sure. And the derivative of x, because x is to the power of 1. So since x is to the power of 1, we'll take 1, bring it down in front of the x. So 1x to the power of 1 minus 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. And any number to the power of 0 is 1. So we'll say that that's equal to 1. And it will multiply by the outside, which is 2 times x times x plus 4. We'll bring down the 2 from the top. You see right there, we'll bring the 2 down. And it will multiply by x plus 4. And then we'll remove 1 from the power. Now let's find the derivative of the second value, which was x squared. Now this one should be much easier to actually do, because this one doesn't really take much. It's just equal to 2x, right? Because n times x to the n minus 1, where n in this case is the power. Well, in every case it's the power. Since n is the power, if n times x to the n minus 1, we'll bring down the 2, because 2 is equal to n in this situation, because 2 is the power. So it's going to be equal to 2 times x to the 2 minus 1. And 2 minus 1 is 1. And anything to the power of 1 is just itself. So it's equal to 2 times x. Very good. Now, I hope you're starting to kind of get where we're going. Now we're going to start plugging these things into this general formula that we made earlier. So, if we have u times the derivative of v plus the derivative of u times v, we can just plug in our value. So we know that u, we know that u was equal to x plus 4 to the power of 2. Oh, I'm just going to draw it down here a little bit and allow it to rewrite it so that you guys can keep a little bit more on par with what's going on. Okay, great. Now that I've written that, we can continue. So u is equal to x plus 4 to the power of 2. Oh, I made a slight error here. Yeah. And then we'll multiply by the derivative of v, which we said was x squared. So that's 2x. And then we'll add it. So that's plus. So that's u times the derivative of v plus. Now the derivative of u we found to be 2 times x plus 4. And we'll multiply it by v, which is x squared. Right, now we've essentially gotten the answer. We're just going to clean everything up so it looks very nice and coherent. So on the left hand side here, well actually there's no real left hand side, but on this section we'll have 2x. Oh, my apologies. Yeah, so we'll have 2x x plus 4 to the power of 2. So we'll just put that there. So it's very nice and equal, 2x times x plus 4. Also, I'd recommend doing these in a book or on your iPad or whatever you have. You can do them on. If you have a drawing tablet, you could put that into your computer. Anything that you have, I'd just recommend doing these questions because it's really good to cement the concept. I probably already said that somewhere in this video, but it really is good to cement the concept. I did like 20 of these, of each, of these questions, and really makes it simple. It becomes intuitive, and you just see it and you just kind of feel the answer. So let's continue. So that was a pretty easy example, right? We were able to find that out, but let's say we have y. So we'll have y, and we'll say y is equal to 4x times x squared plus 2, and that will be raised to the power of 5. How would we find the derivative of this? Again, pause the video right here, take out a book or a piece of paper or a whiteboard or anything, and just just try to work it out. Even if you get it wrong, that's actually better than doing nothing. Just get it wrong. At least if you get it wrong, you'll see where you need to fix anything, and it's better to get it wrong watching a random guy's YouTube video than to get it wrong in your test, right? So let's do this. This time I won't be explaining the let u equals or let v equals to anything, because I'm just going to go a little bit faster because I don't think it's as necessary, and we're going to pick up the pace because I don't think you'll have enough time sometimes in the exam to actually be talking about u and v. I mean, you could, but it's just kind of like less time efficient. But if that's the way that works for you, then you can do it that way. So I hope you're following. So we'll say 4x times the derivative of x plus 2 to the power of 5, right? And the same u times v thing. So the derivative of 4x, or we'll do x plus 2 first. Now, here's where I'd made a mistake. I forgot to put x plus 2 to the power of 5. I do correct it later in the video because I was working it out myself, and I was actually explaining in this video, and I actually found out while I was explaining that I did it incorrectly. But yeah, you're not able to hear the explaining audio because I forgot that when screen recording I have to click the mic section. It's really unfortunate. So the derivative of x squared plus 2 is equal to 2x. But here's where I realized, I believe. Did I realize it here? Oh, I didn't. The derivative of 4x is equal to just 4, right? Very simple, the general law for the derivative of power rules, or I guess you could call it the power rule. Yeah, very simple, right? So hopefully you can get that. Okay, please tell me I find the mistake soon. Yes, I found it here. Okay, good. Yeah, so again, my mistake, it does happen, but I'm just glad I was able to correct it in time. So so we'll have the same 2x because it's, but remember for things like this we have to multiply the inside, and the inside, the derivative of the inside is equal to 2x, and we'll multiply it by the derivative of the outside, which is equal to 5 times x squared plus 2 to the power of 4. Remember, we just lessen 1 from the power and bring down the power in front of it, and it's very simple. And we just we just multiply what's there, so we'll have 10x times x squared plus 2 to the power of 4, right? Very simple. Hopefully you're understanding so far. And if you don't understand something and you'd like some help, please leave a comment in the description. I am also a student, and I make worksheets for these kind of stuff. So if you would like some questions or some help, or you don't understand something from the video, you can always ask me in the description. And yeah, now we'll actually plug these things in, because what we did was just made the whole process easier. You don't actually have to find each derivative before you work it out. You could just work it out by yourself, but I like to do this for the sake of teaching purposes. So remember the u times the derivative of v. In this case, u is equal to 4x. So we'll say 4x times the derivative of v, which was x plus 2 to the power of 5. But the derivative of that is now 10x times x plus 2 to the power of 4. So that's the derivative. So we'll just call that v prime. So v prime, so u times v prime plus v times u prime. Right, and so I'm explaining it in this laser text as well, just trying to get more clarity on what's actually going on. Again, so we'll have u prime, v prime, stuff like that. That's actually the derivative of each. So the derivative is equal to u v prime plus v u prime, sorry, yeah. So if you want to remember it easily, just remember dy by dx is equal to u prime v plus v prime u. Very simple. And using that, you should be able to remember this a lot easier. And also, if this video isn't working out for you, you can always just check another video. It doesn't have to be of mine, it can just be any video, or just use a textbook. I have been using a lot of Khan Academy recently because they really go in depth. But for CAPE, I don't think you actually need Khan Academy as much for CAPE. I use the Organic Chemistry Tutor and Starfish Mathematics. These are two channels I found to be pretty good for CAPE because they teach the concepts. And yeah, I mean, Khan Academy also teaches concepts, but for like physics, but for math, not as much as what we need. But yeah. So just expanding now, because we already have the answer essentially. It's equal to 4x times 10x, which is 40x to the power of 4 times 4 times x squared plus 2 to the power of 5. And this is a very simple question. This is the answer, so if you were working it out by yourself, hopefully you're able to come to that conclusion. And yeah, that's the end of this video. This video was just product rule. I hope you've learned something. I've tried to keep the videos very short because I realized that my watch time is really, really dying recently. Like, no one's watching to the end, and I guess that's because I have like an hour-long video and it wasn't the best of quality. So I'm trying to up both the quality and the amount of time I spend explaining rather than giving a bunch of examples. With that said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, then I'm glad. Good luck on your exams, and goodbye.